Good morning, wherever you are. It's time for the Monday Minute with the Poppy of the Paranormal. I'm Christian Paul. What are we going to talk about today? The upcoming Summer Slam is right around the corner. What is the Summer Slam for 2026? We have got some locations that are surely going to be great. Of course, we have Jan with us here this morning, as always. Let's talk about a few locations today. First stop on this year's Summer Slam is Billie Creek, right down in Indiana, close to the Indiana State Sanatorium. Billie Creek is one of those antique villages, I guess, for lack of a better word. I'm sure somewhat similar in certain ways to Glaze Village in Ohio. I'm sure in some ways similar to Old World, Wisconsin in Wisconsin. And somewhat similar to, gosh, I forget the name of the place, but it's in the Rockford, Illinois area. Now, not that long ago, when we toured Glaze Village, it was a very productive visit, and we're hoping Billie Creek will give us very similar results. After Billie Creek, we head south to Bardstown, Kentucky, the bourbon capital of America. Now, I know there's a lot of you white spirits drinkers out there. That's just wrong. This is America. If it's not aged in an oak barrel, you don't drink it. But I digress. We're staying at the Talbot. I have got the Jesse James room reserved. It is supposedly the most haunted room in the hotel, but time will tell. It's next to the Jailer's Inn, and it is walking distance to the very small cemetery out back, which I have visited before. So stay tuned for that. Maybe we can get some live action going from there. I'm hoping so. But what happens after that? I'm going to tell you. After that, we are in the one and only Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Now, Dennis and I have been to Waverly Hills on a previous occasion, with a very large team, and things were kind of segmented. Well, you only get this much time in this area, yada 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 yada. This time, it is just Dennis and I. Now, I have been working, but not too diligently, I must say. I have to make a phone call this week, I think, because I've sent 2 emails with no response. So I think that's what the answer is. But we did invite Willie Windwalker Gibson, who is a Native American shaman, who has helped me with a case, and who has been invited to join us at Waverly because he has never been there. He has not responded to 2 emails that I've sent out, so I might have to try to call Willie this week just to see what is going on with that. Where are we going after that? Well, we've got a few road hours to put in after that because we will be heading toward the one, the only, the episode that really put Paranormal State on the map, if you remember that show, Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Looking forward to that location in Weston, West Virginia. Who knows what kind of cool stuff we're going to come across along the way. I have the feeling we will be taking more than one unscheduled cemetery stop, but I digress. Finishing out this year's slam and heading back toward our direction of the world, we'll be going from Weston back to Indiana to North Manchester, Indiana, to spend our final night of the slam in a former Knights of Pythias location. We are definitely looking forward to checking out this stop. Now, these stops, especially Waverly and Trans Allegheny, have got some very big reputations to fill. Like I said previously, we were at Waverly Hills on a prior investigation. I did see the creeper when I was at Waverly the last time. Creepy, huh? Now, I will say one thing about Waverly. If you have never been to Waverly Hills, if you don't like slash and or are afraid of bats, Waverly may not be the place for you. But understand the kind of bats that are at Waverly. They're not vampire bats. They're not going to land on you and suck your blood, but they will fly past you, fly around you. Bats have that radar. The chances of one literally flying into you is actually very small. But I do remember on my last visit, up on the top floor, the children's section, walking outside and looking up in the eaves of the building, and there was an entire colony, which at the time we preferred not to disturb. And we did not. Now, as we digress from Waverly and head toward Trans Allegheny, route has already been plotted out. How many other locations will we be going by that may require a brief stop? You know, when we did the slam into Ohio, there were so many uncharted cemeteries that we had stopped in along the way. There is a very reportedly haunted cemetery in Kentucky known as the Casey Family Cemetery. You might know it by the name Hell's Gate. It's a little ways off our path, but if time allows, I'm sure we will make a visit. There is also another very haunted cemetery in the city of Louisville itself called Eastern Cemetery. We will see what time allows. There's one thing about these trips. You do get exhausted rather quickly. A lot of these places kind of literally suck the life out of you. I'm sure there will be many live, or at least attempted live, because you never know what a cellular signal is going to be. I do remember being in Indiana State Sanatorium not that long ago. Indiana State Sanatorium is literally not that far out of Indianapolis, a major metropolitan area, yet the cell signal was absolute crap, for lack of a better word. Billie Creek is not that far from there and owned by the same people. But we did have a very productive evening at Indiana Sanatorium. So we are really looking forward to Billie Creek and seeing just what we will experience. Let's jump to North Manchester, Indiana. The Knights of Pythias, a fraternal organization, not exactly the Freemasons, not exactly the Odd Fellows, but an organization nonetheless. I know what the reports are from this location, but we'll see what we shall find. As we wind down the Monday Minute for today, be good to each other. We're all we got. That being said, peace out.